In order to build a strong foundation in both theory and practice, please refer to the books Tai Chi Theory and Martial Power, Tai Chi Chuan Martial Applications, and Tai Chi Chuan Theory of Dr. Yang Jingming. For more related Tai Chi training, please refer to the Tai Chi Ball Qigong and Tai Chi Yin Yang Symbol Sticking Hand video series, available from YMAA Publication Center.
太极推手一，单推手与双推手。推手基本功，中定。太极圈缠手练习，太极推手自我练习，定步单推手，双推手。 推手基本功，中定。下盘功定根，下盘转圈。 In this training, there are two major purposes. The first one is to circle your waist and your knee and also ankles. When you do that, there's one is circling and the other one is twisting. Circling is simply very simple. The leg you move and circle the other side and put the weight on this side so you have a strength on this leg and also on this side. You can see the ankle and the knee and the waist has to be loose so you can stretch very easily and circle very easily. The second one, actually body you turn. So in this case, you can see the body how it twists to the side and circle to the other side. You twist it and turn and circle. This kind of exercise will help you to build up the foundation of these three sections, your ankle, your knee, and hip joints. If these three sections are strong, their foundation, your routine will be strong. Okay, next we're going to ask few people to perform this and then try to point out if they make some mistakes. Good. Turn body to the side. And the other side. Okay, so in these movements, you can see the way they are doing that is not complete. Go, you see, out all the way, almost all the way here. A circle as far as you can. That's why you build up the strength. The second, this one should not be backwards. Like this kind of stance is not as good. So this kind of stance is good. So the body continue upright instead of the butt, the hip area get out. Okay. Then also when you see the second one, when they do that, the turn, this one should be turned as far as you can. So as far as you can, then you turn, and this one have to turn as far as you can. That's why you can build up those three sections, your ankle, your knee, and hip joints very nicely. Okay, the same thing for this one. Okay, so you can see it's not easy. It takes a while for you to build up this strength. Once you have this 3-section strength very strong, you have a very good routine. 站桩 Bricks have been commonly used in Chinese martial arts for routine and centering training. The reason for that is so simple. Because usually you stand on the ground, your mind, the root is from the bottom of your feet to the ground. But once you stand on the top of brick, your mind cannot be between the brick and your feet. It has to be under the brick. Because if your mind is here, it can easily fall. Because the reason the mind has to be under the brick to build the connection between the brick and the ground. So that means the feeling will get deeper. When you can go like this good, then you start learning to do this way. If you can go this way good, then you can try to do this way. When you go here, you can see the mind has to be here. If it's really still very good, then you can go 2 bricks this way. In this case, that means the mind has to be on the bottom of the brick while you stand on the top of the brick. Really good, then you go to 3. But if once you can stand on the 3 brick, at the same time you can practice all kind of movements, then that means the mind is very deep all the way to the here. Of course, that's very difficult. It's very dangerous because when you fall, you can injure yourself easily. Because the reason I highly recommend the beginner start with a brick like this. It's easier and without too much danger. So, once you practice stand on the ground, for example, you practice on the ground for this circling training. This one you shift the leg here, and you shift the leg here, and shift the leg here, and shift the leg here for this kind of circling training, and also for the body twisting training. After you finish on the ground, you can feel such good foundations. Then you start stand on the brick. The same thing, stand on the brick. This is the easiest one. Okay, so you stand like this, you get down. Again, you have to shift it, move to this side, and slowly go to this side and go this side. Again, you can move back the other way around. See, it's very dangerous if you don't know how to feel the bottom, and then you lose concentration. So you turn, the body turn, and body turn, and body turn. So when you do this kind of training, the mind has to be all the time on the bottom of your brick. So in this case, you can build up the connections. Okay, so if you can do that with brick, that with this way and then go this way and go 2 or 3, then get harder and harder. Okay, that'll be the first section for this. Before you stand on brick, the first thing we try to do is try to practice standing on the ground. The first one, try to build up the endurance of your hip joints, your knee joints, and also your ankle joints. So this one very commonly called horse stance or called ma bu. So this stance is very simple. 2 feet parallel, face forward. At the same time, you can see body is upright, the head is suspended, the butt has to tuck in. So in this case, that means this is a stance. You should be able to stand there for about 5 minutes to 10 minutes without moving. So in this case, you build the endurance of these 3 sections. Endurance training in a Tai Chi training is so important, especially these 3 sections. Help you to build a very firm root on the bottom. So first one, you practice this one for about 5-10 minutes, and later you learn to stand on the bricks. So next we're going to show you how to stand on the bricks. For the endurance training, remember, this is a horse stance. This horse stance, we try to build the endurance of the hip and calf, and also build the strength for the ankle, for your knee and hip joints. After you train this one for a long time, becomes so strong, the feeling is so deep, then again you stand on the brick. Again, you build this kind of strength and go all the way down until the body can stay forward and body upright. If you can do this right, then start going this way. Of course, this way becomes harder. So when you do this one, you try the one leg first until you feel comfortable, then go to the other side. When you go here, you squat down. Again, now the mind has to be on the bottom of the brick. The body stand there. Stand there, start with 5 minutes to 10 minutes first. Slowly until you can increase for half an hour. Okay, again, once you finish this one, then you can start going this way. And after that is this way. Okay. 推拉定根练习 In this training, you need two persons. From the two persons, you can sense each other's center, at the same time sense his root. The whole purpose of this training is just like competition. You try to destroy each other's center and root. At the same time, you try to protect yourself. So you need a partner to practice this one. For example, now I practice with Mishi. So from this kind of training, you can see both sides have to protect the root and the center at the same time. And you have to sense each other. At the same time, you cannot resist. Once you resist, it can be easily used for your partner to take you off balance. Okay, so this exercise is very important. Once you finish it with pouring with the opponent like this one on the ground, then you start practice on the brick as well, because this one more like a competition. The mind has to be on the bottom of the bricks. Your mind is on the top, the brick is going to fall. Okay, because the reason is so important. If you can practice with partner with a brick go this way or two, then both of you got to be very, very good, because otherwise you can fall easily. Okay, now let's show a little bit on this kind of easy one. So for here, even that is still not easy. Okay, so from here, that's why you start searching for each other's center. Yeah, he got a good root, good center. I try to get him off. The body, more. Okay. Yeah, so this kind of training, you have to really concentrate. Yeah, but sometimes it's like a game. It's for fun, but be careful. 中盘功，松腰松胯。In this training, it's very important. Then you learn how to loosen up the waist. And in order to loosen up the waist, the first one you have to loosen up the hip joints area. So because this reason, this kind of exercise is important. The first thing you learn how to move your lower back backwards. At the same time, you learn how to circle, while at the same time keep your head suspended, the body upright. So from this kind of movement, you can see my waist area, my hip area become very loose. So usually you train this one for a long time. And go the other side. Every time you learn how to lose this area, then this area can neutralize your opponent's power coming up, try to destroy your root easily. So this exercise is important. After that, the body starts rotating to the sideways. When rotating to the sideways, you can face this side. At the same time, continue to loosen up these two joints area. So you can see, in order to build up this good root, you have to have this place, the hip joints, the knee, and also your ankle. Three sections has to very strongly support. At the same time, the waist area has to be completely loosening. So in this case, you can easily move. So of course, then you try to move the other side. The same concept. After that, you move the other side. The whole concept, you try to reconditioning all the muscles and tendons here to supporting the whole actions. So you look at front side. Usually I practice with one hand on the front, one hand on the back. So it is easier for you to feel the waist movements. So from this kind of movements, you can see that's how I move. And then slowly turn to the side. And go to the other side. Okay. Now we try to see, have a few people, few students demonstrate for this one and see if they make some mistake. Good. Now move to the other side. Continue to keep your waist loosening. Good. Now turn the body to the side, to the right hand side. Again, do the circling. Okay, and then circle to the other side. Good. All right. So you can look at among these four people that demonstrate, only one the body really turn when they turn to the side. It's important when you turn to the side, you don't turn halfway. That means you never develop the muscle and tendons here. So when you circle, you have to turn all the way to this side. So in this case, it's still this way. So you have to turn this side. Actually, only one person inside. Later, when you watch the videotape again, try to point out, see who is one. I don't want to tell you who. So you can see from here how you turn the body completely turn to the side. So instead of just like that, that means you never have training for the twisting. Because a lot of time in the pushing hand practice, you need this body twist as far as you can. So you cannot just go halfway, because in this case your body is still locking. Only in this place you can turn easily like this angle, then you can neutralize the coming power. One of the main purposes of the training in the Taichi pushing hands is you have a firm root, has a loosen, the waist is loose and the spine is soft. So because this is training, so remember, this is training on the ground, and these are spine movements. At the same time, you have a firm root on the ground. After you practice for a while, you have all the requirement criteria needed. They stand on the brick. When you stand on the brick, the same concept. You have to stand on the brick, at the same time move the body, at the same time the root has to build all the root to the bottom of your bricks. And this one become much harder. So you have to stabilize yourself first, and at the same time you have to concentrate. It's very difficult that you are talking at the same time you're doing this one, because the mind starts not concentrating. So from here, the first one is this kind of movements. You can see I can move this one much easier. So once this is much easier because I still have a firm root, but at the same time, my body, my spine can move soft, my chest can arc in easily. Then the hardest one is this one, because when you do this one, you can see the weight is not evenly distributed on both bricks. So that's why you have to be very careful and still have the same root. You have to put the feeling on the bottom of your brick all the time. At the same time, you can turn the body to the side and go the turning. Okay. So you have to be careful when you practice at home. Be careful. When you stand up, it's very comfortable. It's only when you squat down, then your body distribution on the weight become uneven. That's the reason you have to bring up that kind of sensitivity, so you have good center. 平转沙包. Sandbag or kicking bag has been commonly used in Chinese martial arts, even in the Western boxing. That's because this one can be imagined as part of your opponent, your enemies. So from here you learn. For example, this one for the waist twisting training, it's very important to build up the foundation of the good root and with a good twisting power and manifest into opponent. Of course, when you use that, this one of course is dead, it's not alive. So because reason it's easier for you to practice without worrying too much. These are beginning steps. So all the idea you try to build a good firm root and good waist twisting power and manifest in the back. So one of the exercises so simple. Once you go here, treat this like enemies, elbow or his shoulder or even the body. So from here the body, you twist it, then you twist it, then you twist it. At the same time you can use this one called buckling. This buckling. One is top on the bottom, so you try to make him fall. So at the same time you go this way or go this way. So treat this like really enemies. So use this kind of exercise they call body twisting. Of course, this hand can be here, can be higher, and can be lower. So it depends where you are. So like this one, your opponent's waist area, that's your chest area or elbow. This one can be on the head or on the bottom of your elbow. And this one, from here you can twist it. So from here you build a good firm root. After you finish for this kind of training, because this training is easier, then you start training with the leg this way. Because when you are in the push hand situation, encounter your enemies, your leg always one leg forward, one back backwards. So because this reason, again, you have to learn how to twist this one or bend it and turn. My whole body have to twist it and twist it and twist it. Then while you practice, make the back heavier and heavier and heavier until you build very firm the waist power. Because the waist, remember, Taichi Classic, they said, the power generated from the leg controlled by the waist and manifest in the fingers. So that means the waist area is very important, which direct and which control entire body's function in the Taichi pushing hands. So you have a chance, go home, find a bag and practice. And until you feel so comfortable, you can control the bag easily by yourself. 上盘弓，身靠腹中。Bumping training. Bump is one of the Tai Chi's 13 postures, 13 major trainings or Jing's patterns. So bumping is use your body to bump the opponent, or when your opponent bump you, how do you handle that? So usually for this kind of bumping, probably 70% of the time you use the upper body. So that's become very important upper body training. For example, this opponent, what you do is use whole body, you bump, and you come in, you bump, and you bump, and you bump, and any way you want to bump, you bump the whole body, the upper body, you bump, then the bump. The second thing, if someone bump your back, for example, they bump back, you have to know how to do redirect with the timing. When your timing is right, you can easily do that with a good power. So this kind of bumping training is very important in the Tai Chi, whenever you can. Again, after you can do this one easily, then start going this direction, because there's a supposed opponent with your leg forward and backwards. Again, this one coming back, you can bump, bump, then bump, bump, bump. Any way you want to bump.